I am bored, I'm in despair, I don't know what to do. These are the questions that we tend to ask ourselves each day, and we have no answer. This means one thing: we have fallen victims into the existential vacuum. Hello everyone, I am Marwan. Welcome to my channel Inspired Humanity. Today we are going to discuss the existential vacuum. The existential vacuum is a crisis of meaning. It is when we lose the meaning of our life. We cannot even find a purpose. That's when we are lost. We are in despair and in distress. It is the place where there's only suffering and disconnection of the external world. That's when we fall as prey and victim into our own self-enclosed world, and we are disconnected fully from society. The will to meaning in life is our motivation to keep going on. When we understand what we are doing, that's when we are motivated, we can achieve progress, and we can be in the right perspective to plan ahead and fulfill our goal and purpose. Searching for meaning is searching for our existence in life. It is searching for our value, for how could we contribute to life, and what is our purpose. The meaning of our life crumbles when our goals are not met. Even when there's a huge difference between reality and expectations, that's when we become greedy, lose focus, totally lost. Even our security and certainty are threatened. We feel disconnected. We feel we are vulnerable and weak to the extent that we cannot even move forward. Life becomes very painful, as if we are carrying a desert inside of us. Every single person perceives the existential vacuum in a different way. And this perception is based upon our personality, life experiences, tradition, our values, and the way we learned how to understand the surroundings, how to understand certain events, and how to respond to them. Therefore, people who have more resilience and have more life experience tend to respond positively to the existential vacuum. However, people today who are in real crisis due to the existential vacuum are showing signs and symptoms of weakness. Finding life as meaningless is associated with isolation. It is when we become egoistic and focus on our pleasures to compensate all our pain in life. Therefore, we tend to believe that pleasure is the key towards happiness, in which it is not. Happiness comes from within. Happiness comes when we are connected with each other. Happiness comes when we transcend towards each other and when we are united with God, with the universe, and with every single human being. Therefore, it is really important to understand that these pleasurable, short emotions are not the solution. They are not the key towards meaning or the real happiness in life. Even pleasure doesn't place us in the direction towards self-actualization. The existential vacuum manifests itself in the state of boredom. And in the state of boredom is when we start doing the wrong things in life. That's when we start sinning. Sin arises from the state of boredom. Thus, in the state of boredom, we are attacked and surrounded by depression, aggression, and addiction. That's what really destroys us as human beings. Today, depression is skyrocketing. And why is that? The first cause is we are bored and we are just on social media watching others. Second, because we are blaming ourselves for things that we are not doing. We cannot blame ourselves for boredom. Thus, what we tend to do is we fall as prey to addiction. We get addicted to drugs, to alcohol, to all different types of substances, to pornography. Even we use sexual relationships as a way to compensate for that boredom. And that is unhealthy, physically, spiritually, and psychologically. Being addicted to any type of pleasure as a form of compensation, to compensate that boredom and to compensate that existential vacuum, destroys who we are. It also adds more frustration to our life, and it strips us from our identity. One way or another, we need to start making meaning of our lives. Therefore, the meaning of life is created by us, and it's our own responsibility to put a plan towards our destiny, how we want our future to be, and what are the steps and the goals to achieve that future. And to achieve that, we need to have a strong desire. This strong desire towards making meaning and towards our own self-actualization is what sets us free. The desire and the hard work that we put in life is our freedom. Once we achieve that freedom, we start achieving happiness and joy as a result of being on the right track towards satisfying our goals in life. That's when we fully understand that the meaning of life is not created by materials. It's not created by what car I have, or what house I have, or what phone I have, or what clothes I am wearing. These are meaningless. What creates the meaning is us as human beings, moving forward towards our ultimate goal and having a plan. We need to have a plan. Without a plan, everything is meaningless. It doesn't mean that if you had a plan, that it will succeed. Sometimes plans do succeed, sometimes not. The moment when the plan fails, that's when we learn from it and we put another plan. As human beings, we tend to give up. We tend to surrender. And that's what makes us fall into the abyss of the existential vacuum. We are not allowed to surrender anymore. The moment when we fall down, we need to rise up and move forward. We need to walk again and walk towards a target in life. Losing the sense of meaning in life is also connected to our weak spiritual life. We are constituted from a body, a soul, and a mind. If one of these three components is not performing well, the whole human being will not be performing well. That's why when our spirituality is weak, when we are not connected with God or with our spiritual self, that's when we lose our meaning. How many times you went to church to pray to God to give you a sign? What you are requesting from God is to give you a meaning. We need to understand our why in life. It's not the what, it's not the how, it is the why. Why am I doing this? And why am I behaving this way? Why am I responding this way? And once we know our why in life, we start to make meaning. It is the why that is important. It's not what you want to do, it's why you want to do it. Once the why is aligned with our goals, that's when the what and the how becomes easy. One of the key factors to make meaning in life is to explore ourselves, is to get into that journey of self-love, self-compassion, self-acknowledgement, and self-validation. Exploring ourselves requires humility. We need to put on the responsible attitude that I need to know who am I and what I want from life and how could I achieve it. Exploring ourselves is entering in the journey of knowing deeply why am I behaving this way. This requires courage and humility. Without humility, we won't have that courage to explore and enter a journey with ourselves. We are afraid to explore our weaknesses. We are afraid to know what is painful in our life because we don't want to face it. We don't want to face the truth. We are afraid of knowing that truth because the moment when we find that truth, we are facing a final decision. Are we going to change or are we going to stay where we are? Another key to get out from that existential vacuum is to change our attitude. Change our attitude towards life and towards ourselves. Putting on the right attitude towards life. Putting on the right attitude that allows me to respond positively to pain, to happiness, to success. The existential vacuum is our daily struggle. But how can we change that struggle into a way of learning, into a way of becoming better? It's when we put that right attitude, and it's when we explore ourselves, and it's when we get the courage to change and move forward. Sometimes life is not fair. Sometimes life goes totally against us and we can't understand why. And in this situation, we have two options: surrender or keep moving forward. To be able to overcome the depression aggression, and addiction, we need to connect with God. We need to connect with the people we love and the people who love us. We need to become useful in this world, and we need to have a clear and transparent plan. We need to stop satisfying our pleasures, our wrong desires, our bad habits. This doesn't give us meaning, and this doesn't add value. It strips us from every meaning left in our life. It strips us from who we are. It strips us from our identity and puts on us a fake, elevated, euphoric ego that's like a balloon. With a single pin, it gets popped. And once it's popped, it cannot be fixed. My advice to everyone: connect with your families, connect with your values, with your culture, and let us stop being individualistic. We cannot be on our own anymore. We cannot be disconnected from everyone, and we cannot live life just on the social media. Our life is in the world, is being connected to all the creation. It's being connected with every single human being, in which we share our genuine emotions, our true love, our true feelings, in which we communicate, in which we get attached, in which we experience all the beauty, even if we experience the pain in life. Experiencing pain collectively and being surrounded by a support group, families, friends, peers, it is way better than experiencing pain by ourselves, being isolated. This is the end of this episode. It is the time for the exercise. Write 4 things you love to do in life and 4 things you don't like to do in life. And under each thing you wrote, answer the question, why? Why I love to do it and why I dislike doing it. And let why become a daily habit. Everything you want to do in life, ask yourself, why am I doing it? And if the answer satisfies you and adds meaning to your life, do it. But if the answer strips you from your identity and your meaning in life, just move on and find something else more meaningful. Thank you everyone for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow me on social media. And let us inspirit humanity.